How many times have you come across fake people who have disappointed you? And how many times have these people hurt you and harmed you? In this video, thanks to a Zen story, we will see how to identify a fake person and neutralize them. Because in the life of each of us, we often encounter people like this, and defending ourselves from the negativity they emanate is essential for our personal growth. So stay until the end because you will discover how to identify these people and how to deal with them, especially if they are people you care about, protecting your emotional balance and your spiritual well-being. But before continuing, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share the video. These small gestures will help us produce new content of value every day for your spiritual growth. In the heart of Japan, in an ancient monastery surrounded by mountains, lived the revered monk Katai. His wisdom, as deep as the roots of the mountains around him, was a beacon to students who wished to learn the path of consciousness. One day, a traveler named Hiro, attracted by rumors about Katai's precious teachings on falsehood, stopped at the monastery to hear him speak. His main desire was to discover how to discern sincerity from the mask of hypocrisy. The old monk then invited him to join the lectures he was giving on the subject. Katai, in front of hundreds of disciples eager to know more, began to speak of falsehood. Dear friends, he began, false people are those who show authentic feelings such as loyalty, friendship, and love without really feeling them. The faker is essentially a hypocrite with a kind of soul disease that allows him, thanks to manipulation, to appear the opposite of what he really is. Hiro, enveloped by Master's words, asked, "How do you recognize a person like that?" Katai, smiling, replied that false people tell many lies and use hypocrisy to cover up all these lies. To know if a person is false, added the monk, you have to start from his exterior. A fake individual is often a master of respectability, said Katai, introducing the first sign by which to recognize fake people. He preaches well and scratches badly. His life is full of rules and etiquettes to respect, but he is the first one who doesn't respect them. Katai, in a calm voice, described how these people spread moral teachings, but then prove to be inconsistent in their actions. Look beyond the words, look at their actions. Coherence is the basis of sincerity, he concluded. Katai continued his lesson by talking about false do-gooders who sacrifice their own authenticity by justifying the actions of others in order to be liked more easily. Beware of those who lose themselves in accepting everything, forgetting their own truth, said the Master. This imbalance undermines the foundations of human relationships. The Master went on to reveal the third sign. Beware, he said, of people who spread praise and smiles, but then turn away to hurt and defame. Authentic sweetness is reflected in actions, in what we really do for the good of others. Sweetness should not be a mask made of false smiles to hide dark intentions. The fourth sign that Katai spoke to his disciples about was that linked to loyalty. Look beyond people's masks, he said sincerely. Some show false feelings with the sole purpose of betraying. Katai, speaking about the fifth sign to watch out for, exposed how fake people shower praise, some blatantly false, some useless. Language is a mirror of the soul. Listen carefully to the words and then immediately compare them with the facts that follow or do not follow. This way, you will find the truth behind the masks. Unreliability, Katai continued, is the sixth sign you should pay attention to. Remember that fake and hypocritical people are always untrustworthy. Word and action must be aligned to build trust. Untrustworthy people talk a lot, but accomplish little. Think about when someone promises you to do something several times, but in the end they never follow through. The seventh sign is the distorted sense of time. Katai warned his disciples against people who lack a sense of time and procrastinate. Being true to your word is the key to authentic relationships. Those who are unreliable and do not respect deadlines live in a suspended world, without deadlines or commitments. The lack of authentic empathy is one of the most important signs. A fake person, Katai said, can feign empathy, but often lacks the sincerity and depth that characterize genuinely empathetic people. An example could be two coworkers, added a master. Imagine that one person is going through a difficult time and the other expresses their concern by promising to help in some way. But coincidentally, those words are not followed by any concrete gesture of help. Remember that in life, if concrete gestures are missing, each word loses all value. As the disciples became increasingly immersed in the words of the wise old monk, the ninth sign to pay attention to came: pay maximum attention to how people express themselves about others when they are not present. A fake person may tend to criticize and badmouth people behind their backs, even if they display a positive attitude in public. If an individual behaves like this, that is, if he speaks ill of others while he is with you, rest assured that he will almost certainly do the same when you are not present. Hero, happy to have learned this valuable advice, asked, "Master, I have learned a lot about the signs of falsehood and how to defend my authenticity. But how can I apply these teachings in the outside world? And how can I neutralize fake people, preventing them from harming me?" Katai smiled, knowing that her student was about to embark on a new chapter. "Apply mindfulness and kindness," the teacher said. "The first thing I want to say to you, and to everyone here, is that we cannot choose a course of behavior that is correct in all circumstances. First, we must make the difference between people we have no interest in and those we are tied to by some motivation. The first, those to whom you are not tied by anything, eliminate them easily and quickly to prevent them from contaminating your spiritual path. To do this, for example, you could think of Dante's famous rule: do not worry about them, but look and pass by. In this way, you can let the bad things of certain people escape from you, immediately excluding them from your life, thus preventing them from taking away those energies that are better destined for something else. Then there are the fake people you are attached to. And here things get more complicated because our objective will almost certainly be to save that relationship. In these cases, avoid sitting in the chair by making hasty judgments about their behavior. Examine the situation carefully without assuming that your first impression is correct. The best thing you can do is face the falsehood head-on, facing it in order to clarify the situation. Start by distancing yourself, sending a clear message like, "Look, I understand how things really are." In this way, by alternating some kind and ironic phrases with a real reproach, you will be able to approach the subject lightly and avoid excessive confrontation. Remember that kindness often requires some reciprocity. Therefore, in such cases, it can be very useful. By doing this, you will give the false and lying person an out, making him understand that you can expose him beforehand. If you want to review your behavior, it will be a win for both parties. If not, you can consider moving permanently. In general, however, treat everyone with respect, but keep your distance if you sense lies. Remember that wisdom is in discernment and compassion. But what is the moral of this story? That true wisdom and true personal growth arise when we are authentic, honest, and true to ourselves. Identifying and addressing falsehood in relationships is a fundamental and indispensable step towards mental well-being and spiritual growth. Awareness of actions and intentions, combined with genuine empathy for others, are the keys to building meaningful connections and embarking on an authentic spiritual journey.